Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue, and you want to know what's coming up today? Well, here's the menu. Have you heard about the Golf Association of Philadelphia's member play days? There's about 30 of them on the calendar. And recently, Harry Mays joined the field for a member play day at Bluebell Country Club. And from what I understand, he made some incredible shots. Also, Nick Lubold, he's the superintendent at Sunnybrook, and he's going to join us to tell about all the changes they've made. Pretty soon we'll be there as Inside Golf continues its coverage of the Haverford PGA Classic at Sunnybrook. So Harry Mays, member play day, Nick Lubold on the changes at Sunnybrook. Next on Inside Golf. The 28th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf, the first tee of Greater Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, and Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
The Golf Association of Philadelphia. Founded in 1897, GAP is the nation's oldest regional or state golf association. We serve amateur golf in Eastern PA, Southern New Jersey, and all of Delaware. GAP welcomes all golfers, junior or senior, male or female, public or private. Join the Golf Association of Philadelphia today. Our mission is always to preserve, protect, and promote the great game of golf. Before you tee it up, look us up. Visit gapgolf.org to find out more.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. As I mentioned in the open, we're going to take a look at a member play day. The Golf Association of Philadelphia holds 30 of them. And today we're going to hook up with Harry Mays. And Harry took part in member play day at Bluebell Country Club. So Harry, it's all yours.
Thank you, Harry. Harry Mays out here at Bluebell Country Club, designed back in 1994 by the great Arnold Palmer. And we're here for one of the many GAP member play days. You know, they do about 30 of these between April and October, the GAP member season. And it's a great opportunity for all the members to interact and play a relaxed round of golf at a facility maybe they otherwise wouldn't have access to. So come along with us and play some golf.
Pace of play very important today, got a big field, so please, please, please keep up with the group in front of you. Pace of play has nothing to do with the group behind you. It's all about
Going all the way through. It's in.
I learned about GAP through the AGS, Amateur Golf Society. I made a GAP member and started investigating and saw some really cool courses that I never played before. Playing as many as I possibly can. Probably maybe a couple times a month, I'd say. Just being outside, meeting new people, and working on my game, which is always challenging but fun.
Let's go see what we got here. There's one, the yellow one's in the bunker here.
Our member play days are honestly the best member benefit that we have. They're available to anybody, no matter skill level, age, gender. They let anybody come out and play a new private course that they don't normally have access to.
All right, Britt, now you're from out in central PA right now, right?
I am, yes.
And how much golf do you play on a typical week or month?
On a typical week, definitely on my weekends, Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
And thank goodness the GAP has tournaments on those days.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand you told us before the round that you basically craft your work schedule to have off days to accommodate the GAP member play days. Is that right?
I do. Yeah, my boss, thank gosh for him that he understands I want to play golf all the time, you know?
Right.
And I had to keep my sanity from my job.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not 4.13.
3 out of 4 of us.
So there is a competition, but the cool thing about member play days is it's a low pressure environment. We play an individual net Stableford, so you get to pick up after net double. So if you're maybe having not the best hole, well, you can restart on the next hole, and it's not dependent on your previous play.
You're gonna have to channel your high school golf days, Britton.
Oh, no. I was so much younger back then. One of the things I like about this, actually, is that there's no judgment with these guys. It's just all
casual.
Fun. It's casual, all fun.
Right.
But sometimes I still get nervous because it still technically has the word tournament in it.
Of course. And you're meeting new people, you know.
Yeah. Hey,
there
what
it
a
is.
shot.
Wow.
That looked good and sounded good.
That guy must play at Rolling Green.
It's like he's played this before.
Steve out of the bunker.
Wow.
Good shot.
Come on. Oh.
And he hit that great. Now, what is that, a gap wedge?
Yeah, it's between a gap and a sand wedge. We'll see what happens here. With
between a gap and a
like
sand.
if I hit a sand wedge, then it's going to be
big hitter. You're going to put a lot of spin on it. You'll spin it right back off the green.
Probably. Yeah, I'll
like
probably go for a
Rory.
gap. Why not? Why not a gap? It doesn't hurt to be long on this one.
No. Great strike.
Oh, that's excellent.
Great strike. That's a perfect
All
gap
right,
wedge
middle
on
fairway,
a
yeah.
gap member play day. How about that?
So the best part about our play days is they're not just centrally located in the Philadelphia area. We go out to Lancaster, up towards Scranton, down through Delaware, and then obviously South Jersey. Some of the clubs that we've been to include the Ridge at Backbrook, Bala Golf Club, Commonwealth National, and of course obviously here at beautiful Bluebell today.
So like 235 directly over that bunker to carry.
Right.
Okay, let's do it.
So have you met any people that you still play golf with through these events?
Yeah, I've had a few numbers from guys to be able to go out and play with, but usually we just meet up here.
Right.
Because our schedules just don't mesh. But I still see them every now and then.
That's good.
Which is nice.
Yeah. That's the great thing about golf. You spend 4 hours with somebody, you kind of figure whether you want to spend more time with them, right?
Yeah.
Get their number and go play. 48 yards to the middle.
Thank you.
And 58 to the back. Cool. So, nice 50-yard shot, spin it back.
See, even though we're competitors out here, we still like to help each other out. Yes.
Be right.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, good shot.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Nice job, man.
Thank you.
Come on, man.
Back of the cup, Britton.
Yes, sir. All right. Not even gonna line it up. I'm just gonna go for it.
Good
and
putt.
look what happens.
Nice putt. Good work.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that'll do it for a beautiful day of golf here at Bluebell Country Club for one of the many GAP member play days. You know, to take advantage of these terrific opportunities, check out the website, gapgolf.org, and sign up.
Yes.
A breath of fresh air, a laugh and a half, a challenge, a celebration, and a much-needed release. Make Montgomery County, PA, your escape.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. We are at Sunnybrook, which is the home every year, of course, of the Haverford Philadelphia PGA Classic. And this is the man in charge of the grounds, Nick Lubold. Nick, thanks for having us out here. He is the green superintendent, recently a certified superintendent.
That's correct.
And in addition, Nick, you have a role on the local superintendent's group. You are the secretary, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
All right, Nick, you had quite an off season here at Sunnybrook. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we started in September with a complete renovation of our bunkers and tees. under the guidance of Andrew Green, who's the architect, and McDonald & Sons, the construction company. We redid all 60 bunkers. We put a capillary flow concrete liner in, pro angle sand, and we renovated all our tees, added tees, gained, we're at about 7,200 yards from the back tees. We added some forward tees for the members. Lined them up, leveled them out, and we're ready to go.
That sounds like a full menu for just a few months in the off season.
Yeah, right? It was a great time of the year to do it when play's down. We lost a few weeks with frozen ground, but yeah, we're ready to go, ready for the spring.
We still see some construction equipment. We're standing overlooking the famed 18th green here at Sunnybrook, but down yonder, there's some work being done. What's happening out there?
Yeah, we're drilling for a well for irrigation water, and then we're kicking off an irrigation project in June. Complete irrigation on the whole property. It's going to be awesome. Well,
as I always say, the unsung heroes of the game are yourself, your crews, and what you do to keep golf playable. And at a golf course like this, well, it gets a lot of attention, especially for that Haverford every year. What's it like for you? Is there a certain amount of pressure for that day after Memorial Day every year? That's on the schedule. The winner gets $100,000 among the Philadelphia PGA professionals who are involved. It's just not another day in the life of a guy like yourself, right?
No, it's pretty cool. The whole crew loves it. It's our major event, leading into our member guest, big member guest.
Yeah, the Silver Putter. Tell us about that event.
So the Silver Putter is, it's been played since 1932, 3-day alternate shot.
That's longer than the Masters.
Yeah,
Masters started in 1934.
Yeah, so it's an awesome event.
It's like an invitational?
Correct, yep.
Okay, so, and the winners get their name on a Silver Putter, right?
Yep, and it's hung over the bar. Yeah, it's a great event. The final day, everyone comes out and watches. It's really cool.
Right. What's the favorite part of your job?
Just being out day to day. Every day is different. Seeing the sun come up. Some days you see it go down, which are long days.
Some days you don't see it at all.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just being outside. Yeah, being around golf. Golf's a great game. So.
And you were telling me before we started the interview, this year you had the chance to go down to Augusta.
Yep.
Kind of got washed out a little bit. Good news and bad news. You'll have at least a ticket opportunity for next year, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what they did for the patrons who got washed out.
Yes.
But do you ever go, when you go to a place like Augusta or some other major site, and we'll get into where you were at one time in your career up at Wingfoot, you must have a different perspective than the average patron or somebody in the gallery, right? You're looking down maybe and around. Do you concentrate more on the golf course and the way things are done there as opposed to just looking at players?
Well, the first stop is always the pimento cheese sandwich. And then looking around, I try to look up, look at all the trees and take it all in and try to leave the superintendent mind at the gate.
It's tough though, isn't it?
It is really tough, but yeah, it's just soak it all in. It's the whole atmosphere is just awesome.
Why did you get into this business?
Just being outside, around sports. I couldn't sit inside. I just couldn't do it. So, just having the ability to be outside and the challenges from a day-to-day working with Mother Nature is just awesome.
And you had the chance to be an intern, as I mentioned earlier, at Wingfoot. Give me the time frame on when you were up there.
I was an intern in 2004. We had the U.S. Amateur. It was great to be a part of that, and then I went back. And,
Ryan Moore won that year?
Correct.
The amateur?
Yes.
And you made your way to Philadelphia with a position at Overbrook, right?
Yep.
How long were you at Overbrook?
I was at Overbrook for 8.5 years.
Okay.
Yep.
And you've been on this location how long?
I've been here since 2018.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, being involved in the local association of golf course superintendents, and I'm sure you get a chance to maybe talk. I don't know if you're invited back to UMass Amherst and the agronomy program up there, but do you get yourself in front of maybe some young people who 20 years ago you were doing the same thing, trying to figure out what you wanted to do with your life, and you wound up here as a superintendent? Are there other people in the chain, do you think, as many getting interested in that job or not?
I think there is. There was a little lull, but I think, every year I play with the Super tournament over at Huntington Valley, and that raises money for turf students. And I've gotten some emails and talking to a few kids from the UMass program, but I would definitely push people to get into this field. It's awesome. It's very rewarding. Stressful, but very rewarding.
Stressful, at times can be weather challenged, like it was, I guess, many a morning this past winter when you were out here overseeing that bunker project. A lot of people, you know, that's not their dream job, but for somebody like you, you're living the dream, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting your hands in the dirt or the snow or whatever it is.
Whatever it is,
that
we take
day,
care of it.
huh?
Yep, absolutely.
Nick, thanks for having us.
Oh,
congratulations. Place looks great. I can't wait to be back here. The day after Memorial Day annually, the Haverford Philadelphia PGA Classic. People won't know who Nick Lubold is, but what you and your assistants do is a credit. And thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, stay tuned. More to come here on Inside Golf. Our Teed-Off panel is brought to you by Lulu Country Club. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with Teed Off. We're at Lulu, and our panel today consists of Harry Mays. Harry, of course, from the podcast Swing It and Ding It. And we saw you, Harry, here on Inside Golf at a member play day of GAP. What was that, a 7-wood you hit? Or
7-wood. Whole lot of fun.
7-wood 207, was it?
Those are great events.
Yeah. How about it? Yeah, you're going to play in some more of them, I hope.
Absolutely.
All right. We have you folks old enough to remember a Philly outfielder by the name of Ollie Downtown Brown? Well, this is Mike Downtown Brown. He's old enough to remember Ollie Downtown Brown. Right?
When you say Brownie, there's only one that comes up.
There's only one original Brownie. All right. And there's only one Jim Sullivan, especially here at Lulu. He is Lulu's ambassador to Inside Golf, right? Is that
Thanks for having
one
me.
of his titles? By the way, while we're talking about Lulu, I know it was a disappointment this year in the Golf Association of Philadelphia team matches. You had won 2 of the last 4, and this year tip of the visor goes to Captain Andrew Mason and Huntington Valley. Can't win them all.
No, you can't win them all. They played great. They were captained well. Bad day for Lulu, but we'll be back next year to give it another shot.
I wanted to hear that. So already, you have them in your sights.
I mean, they're
and a lot of other people.
They're the champ. Everybody's got them in their sights.
I know. Everybody had Philly Cricket Club in their sights recently for the Truist Championship on short notice in terms of realizing they would host the event. Quite a week for Philly Cricket Club, Philadelphia Golf et al. Let's talk about it. Well, Brownie, I'll open up with you. I know you played a lot of golf at a lot of places, a lot of golf at Philly Cricket. Give it a rating.
I would say it was an A+. The biggest thing in that small footprint, the way they can control the logistics and how they move people around and how you had great sight lines. If you weren't in the hospitality area, if you got out on the backside like we're used to, 18, 17, 16, you could get really close to the players and see the amount of talent there really is out there. So I think it was a great viewing. Other than the weather on Friday, I think Saturday, Sunday just showed an old classic golf course. When you got to make 5-footers with a little break in them, those guys aren't as good as they are when they're playing all these flat greens in Florida.
You know, it's talk about greens. Dottie Pepper, who walked the course as an analyst for CBS's coverage, Sully, she said the worst place to be on these greens, as far as she was concerned, was pin high, because you know you had significant pitch in those greens the way they set it up. And you played there a lot. What would you say about that assessment?
Yeah, it's a good observation, right? It's why she's one of the best in the business right now, because she's on site for 2 or 3 days and realizes that. You know, when I've played there for 30 years, and you get to know it. And what it also illustrates is these guys, they're planning in just 2 or 3 days of work to figure that out themselves. And so now you're aiming for kind of a slice of the pie under the hole and maybe to the side, as opposed to, you know, we always hear about getting the yardage right being the idea of a great shot. Well, yeah, 15 feet left of the hole on about half of those holes, you're in a really bad spot. Right. And so, you know, as far as just to your initial question, I wasn't on site at all. I was on the road, but able to watch a fair bit and then obviously pay attention to what you hear. it was a great week for Philly cricket and for Philadelphia golf. You know,
Absolutely.
we have Marion host a tournament often enough, and Marion's a great host. But sort of what can the rest of the city do with, you know, we all talk about what a great golf city Philadelphia is. Well, this really highlighted what a great town it is for golf.
Harry, what were some of the highlights for you? I know you did some shows out there.
Yeah, I was
Swing It and Dig It.
I was lucky enough to be on property a couple of the days and got out there on Thursday and was able to walk most of the golf course, got out to what typically is the backside of Philadelphia cricket and the usual routing, and was able to get really close to a lot of the big players. And so the access was terrific. The fans were terrific. You know, you heard your occasional "Go Birds," but nobody got out of control. Everybody was like super enthusiastic and really into seeing some of the best players up close. It was great. And then I was able to watch it on the weekend on television, and it really popped on television. That's the one thing that really stood out to me. You know, with the drone shots that they had and the blimp and everything, like that, Philadelphia cricket just looked amazing. And then you were able to even see, you know, as they pull back, some of the other golf courses, you know, in the general area. And I think it shined a real...
Whitemarsh is like a drive, well, for me, maybe 3 wood. For those guys, an 8-iron, right? Brownie, I mean, it's right down the road. Let me ask you, they rerouted the whole course compared to what the members are used to. And you know what was significant? The last 3 holes for the pros, what were 16, 17, and 18, were what? 8, 9, and 4?
5, 6, 4.
5, 6, 4, okay. And Shane Lowry double bogeyed, or picked up 2 bogeys on the last 3 holes, the way it was set up for the pros, including the par 3. What do you think if they had played the members? He probably wouldn't have had 2 bogeys in the last 3 holes, right?
No, but it would have set up differently. If you go back, one of the main reasons they had to do that was you can't put stands around 18.
Right.
We believe
the
that might be the greatest 18th hole in the area. What shocked me was those guys were hitting 3 woods at the bottom of the hill.
I know.
The first day, and I'm like, oh my God, they just hit it 390.
Goldberg hit it one day 405 down.
Right.
If you catch that little run out,
it's
then the
really
creek
crazy.
comes into play.
Yeah, one guy hit it in the creek, but most of the time. But I believe the way they set that up, and we as members and all, there was a tee box behind on the 18th hole that nobody ever plays. I mean, in the old days, that was a par 5, and they've moved that up and they make it a really hard par 4. But they knew what they were getting. If you go back when Langer played the 18th hole, he had to make par on that hole. That's going to test your mettle.
Yeah.
Can you?
You put that pin on the right side, and a lot of bad things can happen.
Yes.
Yeah. What about, Harry, talking about Philadelphia hosting another event? You know, it doesn't happen overnight. You need a sponsor, a lot of money. You need a great competitive golf course. And you mentioned, okay, I don't want to say forget Marion, but Marion and Aronimink, they've hosted several. Now Philly Cricket's in the... What other courses do you think deserve some mention as being able, forget about infrastructure, but just from a competitive standpoint?
Well, I mean, we have to count Lancaster, right? They've hosted a couple of women's opens not too far away. They've got the space, which is really the thing these days, is that, you know, you have to be able to accommodate the build out. You have to have a range and a short game area to be able to accommodate these guys leading up to it. So, I mean, Waynesboro's hosted events here in the past, back in the 90s, I believe. You know, they've got space. Saucon Valley's got multiple golf courses not too far away. They've had senior events.
How about these 2 names? How about Liberty Hill and Huntington Valley? Huntington Valley, from a competitive standpoint, for my money, is as competitive as any golf course around.
Yeah.
And you grew up there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Huntington Valley is great. I think there's a mismatch in really good level amateur golf, say a state amateur level, where I think Huntington Valley is as good a site as you could find and hosting the PGA Tour. Think about what Rory said sometime over the weekend. Even Philly Cricket, he said, the course is phenomenal. We should just play it at 500 or 600 yards. You know, all of us play what we think of as the 18th hole, and it's 485 yards, and you're trying to survive. And these guys are hitting a 3-wood and a gap wedge. It's just a different game. Philadelphia has 40 courses that fit that criteria of would be a good challenge in kind of a vacuum. But I think what Philly Cricket did unbelievably this week was met the challenge of these guys while being fun for the 4 of us to go play golf.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. We'll be back more of Inside Golf in just a moment.
Hey guys, Coach Z here from Overbrook Golf Club. Today I'm here with Eric Kennedy, one of the best putters that I know. And what makes Eric so good at putting is his consistent setup. So the first key to a consistent setup is a really rock solid grip. So we're going to look to get that putter in the lifeline of his top hand. Then the other hand's going to come on. The shaft of the putter is now going to be going through his forearms. And the second big key is having his upper arms on the front side of his rib cage, not along the side. And from here, once we get it locked in on the front, he's simply just going to bend at the waist. And now he is locked in to putt. If you're looking to make every putt just like that, go see your local PGA golf professional.
Most golfers spend weeks and even months planning their dream golf vacation, researching transportation, lodging, and tee times. But not you, Doug.
Not me.
Not you. All you have to worry about is piping your drive on this iconic hole you've wanted to play since you were 9. Cause you booked your golf vacation with All Access, and they took care of everything. Clear your mind, Doug. Ouch.
Heaven.
All Access. Sadly, we have to leave the golf to you.
Hi, Tony Salucci with the Beacon Group of Companies. If your company has between 50 and 500 employees enrolled in your health insurance plan, there's a really good chance we can reduce your costs significantly and increase the benefits employees receive. How do we do it? We put you together with several thousand employers of a similar size across the country, so your company can get amazing buying power. Schedule a conversation with one of our employee benefits specialists today at mybeacongroup.com.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. We want to thank Harry Mays and also the Golf Association of Philadelphia for letting us peek in at one of their 30 member play days. Harry went up to Bluebell, and as you saw, he tore that place apart, right? Okay, good job, Harry. And to Nick Lubold and all the work he and his staff do on the grounds at Sunnybrook, the annual home of the iconic Haverford Philadelphia PGA Classic. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, on or off the course, don't pick up. See you next week on Inside Golf. The 28th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Monco Golf, the First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, and Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia section of the PGA.